watch yourself play?
Yeah, it is. I mean, when I practice, I fall asleep. So imagine me watching myself.
He's like,
I told Craig that I want him to produce a workshop for me, and he goes, "Oh, okay, cool. You know how he is, right?" So he's like, "Oh, what kind of topic?" And I said, "How to play with emotion without showing any." Craig's like, "Oh, yeah, let's do that." And then Craig goes, "How are we gonna do that?" I said, "I don't know."
It's called being a man. You know, I was listening to some of your dad's stuff earlier today. And I was like, man, the emotion is like heavy on some of that stuff.
Oh, my dad?
Well, like I was listening to what is it? Pacific Potpourri album. And it was like some of those tracks, I was like, geez, this is really like dark.
Was that recorded here?
Well, I don't know if I would call it dark, but like, I don't know where it was recorded, but it's really deep with emotion.
Really? Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I hardly ever listened to any of his recordings, except for one.
Blue Silk? I was like, oh.
I know.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Except for one. You know what? I'll send you guys an MP3 of it. They recorded him. He was in the Marine Corps, and then he was stationed in Tokyo or Japan somewhere. And then he and his friends went to a recording studio to just drink sake and eat sashimi. And the guy at the studio just pressed record, and he only had a standard uke.
Oh, and
with a
that
high
was...
G. And he did like 20-something songs.
Holy crap. Just one take, the whole...
Well, you can hear some of the songs in between. He's like laughing, talking in Japanese, and
Wow.
and that guy released it like 30 years later.
What is that album?
Legendary Ukulele.
And your dad never knew about it until they
he got the CD in the mail. And the guy said, "Oh, we're releasing this." Like, oh, okay. My dad's like, "Yeah, whatever."
No contract, no.
And then I'm listening to it. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I said, "Dad, I never heard you play like this before." And he goes, "I was drunk." He goes, "I can't play like that anymore."
Slide him a couple shots. Yeah, right. Is that the only album of him playing kind of like that? Of all the stuff he's recorded?
Yeah, because everything else that I've heard, he had like a rhythm section. He had sometimes it was symphonies or whatever, heavily produced stuff. So you don't really hear what he can do solo, except for this album. So I told Jake about it, and then I sent him the MP3s of it, and he was like blown away. He was like, "Wow, I never heard your dad play like this." So, yeah, I'll send it to you guys, and then you guys can.
It's like I've heard that name before, the Legendary Ukulele, like that album. I don't know who. It's been thrown out like that's one of the best albums, or that's like the album to listen to.
Like he recorded Malagueña, Stardust, Tico Tico. Tico Tico is fun to listen to because he's like gasping for air, like he was having a workout, because he was playing it like he was trying to play it fast because Eddie taught him how to play that song, right? So when I wanted to record it in 2000, he gave me the sheet music and he goes, and I was playing it and I was like, "Oh, cool! I got the song down. I'm playing." He's like, "You cannot play it that slow. You gotta play it fast." I'm like, "What are you talking about fast?" So he gives me a cassette recording of this guy playing it on mandolin.
No.
And I was like, forget it.
That's not fair.
I know. I'm not playing it that fast. No. But he was trying to do it that fast.
And then they're playing on a pick, and they're...
Yeah.
But imagine, though, my dad was playing it that fast. And all his notes were this thumb.
Thumbnail, yeah. Was that on the Martin Soprano?
You know what? I think it was a kamaka.
Oh.
Your dad had a lot of different techniques or unique techniques to him, yeah? Or
Well, I mean, he credits Eddie to, you know, teaching him
well, Eddie
a
was
lot
his
of the
teacher,
techniques.
right?
Yeah. So my dad taught me these techniques when I was young. I mean, I can do them, but I don't do them because everyone's like, "Oh, you sound just like your dad."
Yeah.
It's like, thank you. You know, kind of thing.
How did your dad get into it?
My grandmother, um, she used to have a store around La Park, and she used to sell like these um, jazz albums. Like, I don't know what kind of store it was. And then my grandmother taught him how to play a
I
song.
like how you said that. I don't know what kind of.
I don't know what kind of store it was really. No, because it wasn't just
Jazz
albums.
albums
It
and
wasn't.
Playboys
It wasn't just music. But
variety.
yeah, it was a variety. But he taught him. She taught him his first song called "Don't Say Hello Oi When I Go," and then he got hooked to the ukulele, and then he went all over the place around town asking, you know, who should he take? He wants to learn how to play ukulele. Who should he go see? And everyone said Magua, and that's Eddie's nickname.
Eddie
So
Kamai.
Eddie Kamai. And then a friend took my dad to see Eddie sitting eating breakfast at Columbia Inn on Kapiolani Boulevard. And my dad played for him Stars and Stripes, Jesse Kalima style. And Eddie said, "Not bad, but you sound like Jesse. You know, you gotta sound like you," kind of thing. So he asked my dad. My dad asked him for lessons, kind of thing, and he followed him everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Eddie used to come over to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother used to chase him out with a broomstick, like, "Get off my property."
Wow.
Because Eddie used to buy my dad clothes, shoes, like dress him up, you know, kind of thing. You're gonna hang out with me, you gotta dress up,
Oh wow. It's
Kinda
like
thing.
a pimp move.
kind of right, kind of thing. So my grandmother used to hate it. I mean, I can you imagine, right? Your
Yeah.
kid is being spoiled by a guy 10 years older than him,
Huh.
buying him clothes and stuff. It's like, I mean, I would probably be offended, kind of thing, as a parent. But
Yeah, or at least skeptical. Like, what the hell?
yeah,
going
yeah.
on here?
It's like, where's he getting all this money from? But see, I'll tell you a story. My dad, he says, "Hey, let's go shoot pool," because I got punished for whatever reason. And my dad said, "You know what? Let's go shoot pool." And he gave me my allowance like 2 days prior, and literally took my allowance back from hustling me at pool.
Oh,
Right? But come to find out from Roy Sukuma, he says, "Oh yeah, your dad used to hustle. He learned from Eddie."
oh.
So I was like, wow, what a sneaky
Yeah.
guy.
All these ukulele rippers are also pool sharks.
No, but so Eddie influenced influenced my dad quite a bit in the style that my dad plays. It heavily borrowed by Eddie, from Eddie. So
And your dad kind of like, surpassed him in like a commercial way.
well, when my dad came home from the military, he and Eddie were supposed to go on tour, just the both of them, just two ukuleles, and promote the instrument and perform concerts here and there, wherever. So my dad got out of the military, came home, and heard that Eddie was playing music somewhere. And my dad went, and he was playing music with Gabby, like full-on Hawaiian music, right? So my dad goes, "Oh yeah, this is not gonna happen." And Eddie told my father, "You know, you go do what you want to do musically. I found my passion with Hawaiian music." And his dad told him to play Hawaiian music, but Eddie never did, really. And he performed that one song at a Waikiki show, Kupui Pau Kalani. But that was it. And then when he met Gabby, then it turned Eddie's life around.
Mm.
And then he devoted himself to Hawaiian music. And so my father says, okay, well, this is not going to happen. So my father tried to apply for a Pan American airline job because my aunt, his younger sister, was a flight attendant. And he failed the hearing test, so he didn't get the job. And so a friend, I think his name was Galen Cam.
He failed the hearing?
Failed the hearing. I don't know, maybe from the military. I don't know what it was. But took my dad to play in front of Don McDermott Sr. at Hula Records. And Don said, yeah, I record you anytime you want to record. Oh. And that's when that album, Cool Touch, came out. 1964, I believe.
Off to the races from there.
Oh, it was like a overnight success kind of thing.
That was his first album.
Locally, yes. Because he recorded 2 albums in Japan prior. So.
Was he, he was pretty famous in Japan before hitting over here, or no? Kind of.
Well, see, while he was in the military, he went on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know about that. That's big time.
He went on the Ed Sullivan Show. He didn't have his ukulele while he was in the military, and my aunt sent it to him. So that's when he had that ukulele when he was in Japan. But Ed Sullivan Show, Dinah Shore Show. But Ed Sullivan used to feature like different artists from,
right,
just playing anything, just doing anything musically. And then
it's crazy how back then there wasn't, people weren't able to be exposed to different things. It's only been in the last 10, 15 years that it...
Well, yeah, on the internet, yeah. But my dad was, he didn't think he was going to be a professional musician, as a career, And then when Hula Records signed him to that album deal, my grandmother said to him, "You never make it." So talk about major incentive to prove your parents wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he did, And it was such a hit for him. Like, I don't know if it was the same friend or not, but they put an ad in the paper saying, like, Ohta-san, $1 ukulele lessons. And it was at the old KAIM radio station on Harding Avenue in Kaimuki. And there was a line out to Waialae Avenue.
Oh, awesome.
Whoa.
I don't know. I told my dad, how did you teach? He goes, well, I said, geez, you must have been busy all day. What did you do? Like, okay, C chord. Okay, bye. Kind of thing. Well, I don't know. But
was Roy doing it yet? Must have
no,
been coming up.
no. Roy heard that recording, and then that's what inspired him to start playing.
Wow. So your dad sparked a whole, yeah.
Well, but Roy took lessons from my dad for I forget what Roy said, 2.5 years.
Oh, that's so cool.
And my dad started him off in teaching, actually, because he would tell Roy to teach for him.
You should get 1% of all his teaching.
No. No, but
it doesn't work like that.
But I don't know if you know, but Roy's family to me.
Well, Roy, I feel like Roy's family to me, but he's probably that way with a lot
No, but I don't know if you saw the 50th anniversary special. That
I actually didn't watch that yet.
Roy took his wife Kathy, or then girlfriend, to see my dad play. So my father walks up to them and only acknowledges Kathy and says, "How's mom and dad? What you doing here?" "Oh, I came with Roy." And they were talking, and then my dad left. He didn't even acknowledge Roy whatsoever. And Roy, I turned to Kathy and said, "What's going on? What was that all about?" He says, "Oh, we're cousins, first cousins." So Kathy's dad and my grandmother were brother and sister.
Oh, you're like real family.
Yeah, we're real family.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But not too many people know that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
I love their family. I mean, Roy and Kathy are some of the best people ever.
They do so much for the ukulele community.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they've accomplished. But if it wasn't for Eddie and teaching my dad, and if it wasn't for Jesse Kalima, Don Baduria, John Lucella, I know I'm missing names, but if it weren't for them, and even Lau Ritz, if it weren't for them inspiring people like Peter Moon, and Peter Moon had inspired a lot of people in my generation, right? People just see the now, right? The general public just sees the artist now, whether it's Jake, myself, Brian, Brittany, Corey, Calais, Mika, or whoever, right? They only see now, but they don't know what
The dominoes that made
yeah,
it.
exactly. And that's why on my website I have a section on my website called Appreciation of History. So I have like a bio of Don Baduria, my dad, Eddie, Roy, Lyle, Peter. And I was lucky enough that Peter sent me his bio, and Lyle. So Kahuanu Lake. There's so many people from Hawaii that inspired all of us, That's why Ukulele Friends Hawaii was started, basically. Not because of that. It was just to get together, and because we couldn't see each other in person, so Zoom was the only thing we could think of. And then going live and doing something to educate people who inspired us, So, that was the exciting part of it. Listening to Robert Casimiro talk about Peter Moon, hearing Ocean Kawili talk about Eddie Kamai, playing music with Eddie. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool. What you guys are doing on Ukulele Friends, the Facebook group, is it's pretty. It's mind blowing. It's something I didn't think I would be able to hear some of the conversations I've heard this year.
Yeah, it's also about perpetuating. Yeah,
remembering.
Yeah, and we would like to have Corey on one day.
Gotta find the right day. Broke dice.
We would like to have Corey on one day. But it's so cool. Like, even like for Miko to be on, and some sort of lineage with Dr. Byron Yasui, right? We all have these connections, and it's so cool to if you just sit back and think about it, right? You have Dr. Byron Yasui, you have Benny Chung. I was gonna say Dr. Benny Chung. Sometimes he plays like he's a doctor. He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor in music, right? Dr. Benny Chung. But David Kamakai with his dad Dennis. Dennis played music with Eddie. Eddie taught my dad. My dad taught Roy. Roy taught a bunch of us, right? Jake, and Brian looked up to Peter Moon. Peter Moon looked up to Lyle and my dad and Eddie. And then, but it just seemed like Jesse was in his own world. Like, everyone looked up to Jesse because no one could play like Jesse Kalima. Jesse Kalima is his strumming style. Even Don Baduria, Daniel Baduria's dad. You should have Daniel sit here and talk to you about his dad.
I seen a video of his dad on Facebook. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
Like,
and Daniel plays just like him. Like, totally just like him, and he sounds just like him.
Wow.
Because
Yeah, I would
then no
love
one
to.
plays like that anymore. It's like, it's unreal.
Gotta bring that back.
It's interesting to think of where it throws from here, moving to the future as far as you guys don't know who you're influencing right now. That's going to be the next person inspiring the next person. And that's just how it goes. But it's nice that, one of the cool things about this year, there's only probably one or two, but it's that like everybody had to stop for a minute, and then musicians that never have time had the time to have these collective interactions. And
But the I think before the internet age, the ukulele interest in the ukulele was up and down, I think.
yeah, oh yeah, guaranteed.
And then All Creative Boys came out with Troy, and it sparked a whole lot of interest, especially in kids, because they liked the kind of music that they were playing. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys agree.
That's one of my inspirations, Troy
Right.
Fernandez and Ernie Cruz.
And then the popularity of Is.
Yeah.
I mean, he went global with Is. And then Pure Heart comes out, and then Jake takes it to another level. But in between, there's all these people like Kelly Boy of Capenna. I mean, they were playing
Herbo to
Hawaiian music, right?
Yeah.
And they were like the busiest group ever. They're still busy. Even during the pandemic, they're busy.
Really?
Yeah, Kelly Boy, Kelly and his family.
They're insanely talented.
The whole family.
The whole family is insanely.
everyone is-
Even
Their
even
family/band.
even Penna's boy is like talented.
He plays
Oh, really?
everything like extremely
I know,
well. I'm like, holy crap.
but it's like Jake's son Chase. Like there's a video of him backing up his dad or something, and his rhythm is like on time.
Oh, he's gonna be.
Oh,
He's gonna be.
I
a
always joke
force.
around with Jake. I always tell him, "Oh, it's not a joke." I said, "Hey, tell Chase I want him to teach me,"
Eh,
And Jake, he laughs, but I said, "No, I'm serious." I'm serious. Excuse me.
well,
But-
you've had a pretty illustrious career yourself, so don't be too honest.
You know what? I've just been lucky. No, seriously, I think I've been just lucky because I came out before digital stuff came out. You know what I mean? I think I was lucky
Why do
in
you
that
consider
sense.
that to be lucky?
Because I had to practice.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like when you got into a recording studio, you had to have it.
You had to have a record label want to record you.
Mm.
No one thought about starting their own label and building a home studio and recording at home, right? And I think, I tell people I was lucky that I came out when CDs and cassettes were still selling.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, now it's like putting the CD on my forehead already. It's like $10. Anybody? $10.
Now might be a good time to mention that
Oh,
this is out now that celebrates your
30th.
Wow, that's amazing. 30 years of professional ukulele play. So ukulele life, and we'll put a link in the description. But yeah, go ahead with like how it's harder to move these kind of things right
No,
now.
it is. I mean, but Corey knows when you go to Japan,
Oh, if you have a CD,
yeah, it goes. It just sells. It's like, oh, all right, you're not gonna download this. Cool. So kind of thing. But digitally, iTunes has changed. Music totally changed music and how artists create product and how they sell product. You know, I think, but the advantage, if you were to come out now, you have so many avenues to promote yourself.
Getting out there is like, I mean, you could overnight.
Yeah.
Or something goes viral, something trends.
And that's how.
But
it is for a
everybody
lot of-
else
lot of-
But everyone else has the same opportunity.
Yeah,
to-
so it's just flooded,
It's
and then
oversaturated.
it's still not an equal playing field in the certain ways that people can promote themselves. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely like pluses and minuses. But it seems like even if you do like make it, it's harder to make money on the albums. I mean, for the last like 5+ years, it seemed more like musicians had to make their money gigging live, which was what made 2020 such a crusher.
Well, yeah, but it went back to how it was before, right?
Yeah,
Like you have to gig to make money and use whatever you record as just a calling card.
Yeah.
You know, well, here's my business card,
Right.
and guess what? You can listen to it too, kind of thing.
Right.
But what do you guys think? I mean, because you guys are younger than me. I think. I know Mika is. How
Mika
old are you,
always,
Corey?
Mika always says,
That
"Oh,
was a jab.
anytime you mention age, oh, I was 2 at the time." Like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Even though we're only what, like 7 years
Let's see.
apart?
Yeah.
8 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
He had to say 8. Yeah,
Herb has been
8.5.
playing
8.5.
professionally for
8 and 11 months.
a decade
But-
before you were conceived.
Corey, how old are you? Sorry.
I turn 33 next year.
So were you? Oh, wow. Maybe not.
You look really good, Herb.
Thanks. Appreciate it. So iTunes was kind of out already, right? When
Yeah.
did iTunes come out? 2000 or 19?
6 maybe?
2006? Maybe?
Yeah, around there. That's like before Napster and like Morpheus and all those.
So, but
Guys
when you
died.
got into music, CDs were still selling then.
Yeah.
CDs.
I mean, one of the first CDs I ever had was the Pure Heart CD. I was in like what 99?
That's 98? Yeah.
When were you? You were born in 98.
96.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Okay.
I was 3 at the time.
No, but like, you know, between the Cow Crater and Pure Heart, it's probably like huge for you guys.
Oh, that was
Oh,
that was
that-
what I
yeah,
was listening to growing up.
those-
That's all
yeah.
I knew.
No, but Pure Heart came out at a perfect time, though. Because Kyle did what?
Would they come out like 94?
Tropical Hawaiian Day. What was the second one called?
On Fire?
No, that was the third one.
Was it the album?
Oh.
The gold. It's a gold. Looked like it was a painting of a house, or.
Oh.
But that was their second
Oh,
album,
Yeah, Valley? No.
Valley Style,
Valley Style, yeah. Those, and then
right?
On
And
Fire.
then On Fire, and then Making Waves came out, and then that was it, right? They did their farewell concert
Such
at
iconic
Aloha
albums.
Tower, right? And it was a gap for that kind of music.
Right.
And then Pure Art came out with a bang, you know. They filled a void for that kind of music, and especially for ukulele playing. And Jake just took off.
That must have made Troy salty. No.
No, no, but it's so funny because I went to House of Music at Alamo Shopping Center, and then there was a woman there named Lydia. She was like an encyclopedia for Hawaiian music as well. So I used to go and say hi to her, and then she goes, "Oh, there's a boy upstairs that works in the instrument department that would love to meet you." I said, "Oh, okay," and I go up. And there's Jake sitting behind the counter because he used to work at House of Music. And he got so excited, he called John Yamasato to come over to House of Music because I was there.
Was John working there too? He
No, he wasn't
Or
working there.
was him and Lopak? Or
I
was it
think
just Jake that worked?
I think just Jake. I think it was
Okay.
just Jake. And then, you know, John will tell you. John can tell you this story as well. So John comes and they grab a guitar off the rack, and John goes, "Hey, can we play for you? And then just tell us what you think." I said, okay, cool. So they started playing and John started singing, right? And it was the Pure Heart sound with minus Lopaka. And John told me later, he goes, I was so pissed at you, Herb. I'm like, why? And he goes, because, you know, we play music for you, and all you said was, oh, you guys sound pretty good.
Oh, wow. He was expecting, like...
No, but John didn't know me, right? But that's just my way of showing emotion. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty good, you guys. Just keep it up, you know? That sounds pretty good. But John said he was so pissed because I didn't show any emotion.
Yeah, where it's like you're pretty stoic.
But he goes, now I understand.
Yeah.
So, but back then he was like, oh, man, what a uptight jerk or something, you know, kind of thing. So
what did you think at the time?
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, right.
You know, I thought they were pretty good.
Stand by my word.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Pretty good.
To this day,
They're pretty good.
they're pretty good.
Well, what are you
No,
mad
but-
about? I'm not lying.
But they filled the void and they took off.
I was talking to Trey. He was like, man, I was making stacks at that time when Pure Heart like blew up.
Totally. He was a happy man. But Steve Kramer produced that first album, right? Or engineered it.
Really?
Steve Kramer.
Oh, I didn't know.
I think
I
think Dr. Trey started engineering on the Christmas album.
Oh, he wasn't on from the beginning?
No, Steve Kramer was the engineer.
Oh,
But
okay. He was working
Whose
at Four
studio
Strings.
was that,
It was
that was Trey's
What?
production though, right? The whole.
Oh, that's his label.
Oh, okay.
But Steve Kramer was the
Engineer.
engineer and I think co-producer with Trey. But I think that's what he said today. But yeah, Steve Kramer was recording out of Greg Sardina's studio, I think,
Oh.
in Kaneohe, I think, or Kailua. I don't know where I forget where he's at, but
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah, but
Interesting. Yeah, when I met them, it was kind of like around that time of the first and second album coming out, and they were hitting big. I remember giving Tracy, I had made the first, you know, what's the TE model, the electric Ponos now. Like, I made the prototype for it and gave it to Tracy, hoping that he would, like, show it to Jake, and Jake would be like, yeah, this is awesome. It's like, in my head, I'm like thinking, like, never heard anything after that. but
yeah.
you know, it's like that what they did, I mean, it stands to this day. Like, those albums are amazing, you know, and are influencing people still.
Oh, totally, and I think they're recording a new one.
Oh yeah,
That's
like
what
a
I
reunion
heard.
kind of album.
I think so. I think so.
Interesting. That'll be interesting. You did an album with John, huh?
2 albums with John.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The first album was called Take 1. And the second one was called Take 2. Very innovative.
Yeah,
creative
I like it.
minds. But it's so funny. I've never seen. Well, I've seen Jake in the recording studio. Only once, but Brian, Jake, Trey, and I were actually recording a Christmas album back then, before Pure Heart, the second album, came out.
Oh, wow.
And then I don't know what had happened. That was the only time we went into the studio. And then but I don't know about you guys, but people you see outside the studio and then when you see them in studio working, it's like a total change in personality.
Was that like serious
Game
mode?
face.
Yeah,
How so?
it's just weird. Like, John is like that.
How so?
John is like carefree,
Uh-huh.
happy-go-lucky. Yeah, he's a realtor, but you know, he's basically, I don't care. Yeah, whatever. Right? But in the studio, it's like, you know, let's do that again. Like, he's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
perfectionist almost.
That's
And-
good.
I mean, but that was I was pleasantly surprised when I noticed that from him. And Jake, before he performs, he changes a little bit. Do you notice that?
Oh, I was backstage with him before, like at Blue Note, right before you're like, okay, I'm gonna go on stage. He walks on stage and starts.
I know,
to,
but
like,
doesn't he's not as
like on
loose.
stage or
He's not as loose
bef-
backstage.
right before he goes.
You're
on.
right.
Yeah, because he's mentally preparing, I think, or he has other things on his mind. Like we were just talking his story, but
It's game time.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
to
more
me
open
that's pretty
afterwards.
cool to me to witness. For me
Yeah.
to witness,
Yeah.
like other artists go through that.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like being backstage and seeing Kalapana before they go on stage, with DJ and,
Yeah.
But
There's probably some level of like meditational type of space you have to get in. Maybe.
right, because Brian he starts jogging in place before he goes on stage.
I've never seen.
I start
He
chugging
does.
in place. before
You do that? No.
All right, guys, let's do it.
But it's the same type of nerves you're addressing.
No, I mean,
maybe.
like, before, like, in China, I mean, I never really thought about it, but before going on stage, I was like, oh, crap. I'm really nervous before I start playing. So me and Kalei would have this bottle of just whiskey. Be like, all right, we just chug a couple shots. I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
That's how you feel relaxed.
Yeah, if I
Calm
didn't
down.
do that,
Wow.
my hands lock up, and
Oh.
I hesitate to do stuff, and I'm just like a robot. I'm already a robot.
You know what? I used to really get nervous, like nerve-wracking, like I don't want to play today, kind of feeling, until Uncle Dennis kind of sat me down and he just said, "Just play. You just playing music, right? You just playing music, and you love music. And you love the ukulele. You just sharing what you know and how you feel." So so he goes, close your eyes and just play music. And from that point on, I do get a little nervous, but it's not to that.
He was
point.
9 years old. He didn't.
No, no. No, but I miss Uncle Dennis. He's not only influential
His music.
in
was,
in Hawaiian music, but he's very influential with a lot of different artists. So
like wisdom wise.
yeah, I think so. For me, and David's falling into that. He's really, now when he sings and everything, he really talks a lot about the material that he sings and he's performing, and it's cool to see that from him.
Like developing the storyteller side of.
Yeah, but I think from him touring with his dad
Mm.
and performing with his dad has groomed him for where he's at now with Waipuna. I think that he's a perfect fit for Waipuna with the other two guys.
Yeah. Let's go back to how you started.
Well, my grandmother taught me a happy birthday.
She played
That's a hard
ukulele.
song to start off.
At 3.
Jumps all over the place.
At 3, at 3 years old, and she taught me that song. We used to live in Kalihi, and it was in our living room, and she sat me down on a blanket, and she taught me how to play Happy Birthday. We only had one ukulele. Weird, yeah. My dad, and we only had one ukulele in the house. So
Just the standard.
we just had one ukulele in the house, and then so she taught me Happy Birthday, and then next thing I knew, my dad was teaching me stuff, here and there, like how
But
to.
he's touring and all this at the time, or
No, he was playing music at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, 6 nights a week at the Colony Steak Lounge. I mean, it had the steakhouse restaurant, and it had a lounge, a bar and lounge, second floor. I don't know if they're still there, but so he would write out like these chord charts and what string to pick for each chord and individual circles. I mean, like that's how he would teach me, like how to play certain songs. Then he started teaching me arpeggios two-finger arpeggios, patterns that Eddie taught him.
Are you interested at the time, or you just because he tells
I
you?
don't remember.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I mean, at that age, you probably just want to eat, watch TV, and eat again. I don't know.
You
Go
have the
outside and
musician
go to
mindset early
the beach. Go to the beach or something. Go play outside, or, you know. But only when I started to become a teenager, I totally didn't want to play.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So my dad saw that I wasn't practicing, and of course he knew I wasn't practicing, and he told me to quit.
Ooh.
He just said, you know, go do what you want to do. You don't have to play ukulele if you don't want to. Okay. So I didn't play. But from 12 to 17 years of age, every summer my dad would go touring. He would go to Japan, like at a month and a half at a time. So he would say, if you're not going to summer school, you got to work. And I said, doing what? And he's like, go teach for me. I'm like, what? Yeah, you got to teach for me. And he would give me like a stack of songs to practice. He said, these are the songs I want you to teach. Can you imagine you being like 40-something years old and a 13-year-old is teaching you?
Yeah.
I would be like, I did not pay for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
you signed up with Ohta.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that was his way of keeping me in touch.
He knew what he was doing.
Like
Wow.
keeping me in touch with the instrument.
But
you
you
know?
must have been good enough, at least by that point, to cover it.
I don't know. I just thought like, cha-ching, that's my summer job. I'm getting paid, you know. Right. I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't think of anything else. But I just said, okay, I'll practice. I'll teach these songs. And then I'll make money when you come home, kind of thing. I get my pay. So, but that was basically it until I was 17, and classmates of mine, even Dr. Arakaki, wanted to be in brown bags to stardom. So he tells me, you play ukulele? Because I know you can. And I'm like, well, I know. Yeah, okay. So we're going to do Wasted on the Way, but like Macaw Sons of Nihao. I'm like, Macaw Sons of Nihao? Who's that? And he gives me a cassette of that recording, Ho'ola. And then I never returned the tape. I fell in love with Hawaiian music.
Yeah.
And then
They'll
since
do that.
How old were you when
17. So ever since that day when he gave me that tape, I never put down the ukulele.
Nice.
Wow.
Like I had to dust mine off. Like, oh, let's play this, you know, kind of thing. And I fell in love with Hawaiian music. But my dad didn't know until I was 19 that I was fully into playing ukulele again. Because I used to go take the ukulele into the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Privacy. Right? Shut the door.
What was your relationship with him like?
We have a unique relationship. Even, you know why? Because even though it's a father-son relationship, it's like a teacher-student relationship. Teacher-student relationship is like a different respect than a father-son relationship, I think. So my dad didn't know I was playing again, and I used to go out every weekend. We used to go up St. Louis Heights, that park up there, and just park the car, hop the chains, and then just walk up and just sit and just play music with friends. Every weekend I would be playing music with my friends, and it was like Hawaiian music. And one time my aunt calls me and says, "You playing ukulele again?" I said, "Oh yeah. How did you know?" She goes, "I don't know. Your dad called me and started complaining that, you know, you lock yourself in the bathroom and you're playing ukulele and, you know, you like hours at a time." like no one can use the restroom kind of thing. And I'm just in there and playing. And I said, oh, yeah, I do that. She goes, and she starts laughing. I said, what are you laughing about? She goes, because your dad used to do the same thing.
Oh, wow. It's the acoustics.
Yeah, I mean, but it's so strange. My dad, the stuff that I did, my dad did. My dad went from 8 string to 6 to 4, just like me. 8, 6 to 4 strings. And I say, oh no, I'm going to end up playing standard in like 10 years. I'm like, oh no. But it's so weird how things turn out the way they
I know.
Yeah.
I keep worrying about becoming my dad. But, you know, it's not the worst.
The only thing different about, people say the only difference between my father and I, of course, is our playing style, some of it, but my dad tells jokes on stage. Like, he can go to Japan and tell a whole joke in Japanese because he's fluent. So he'll tell a joke, and sometimes I kind of know what kind of joke it is, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, he does that at the ukulele picnic too, yeah? Yeah,
he does that at the ukulele picnic. He just tells jokes. Like, for a half an hour set, he could probably play only 3 songs because the rest of the time he's just telling jokes.
Oh, nice.
He knows how to, and he knows how to work the crowd. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Totally knows how to work the crowd.
That's a big part of performing, you know?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, I try to, especially when I perform solo, I have to establish a relationship with my audience. So I'll tell a story about a song, and then I have a lot of dry humor in me. So I'll say something and they don't get it, and I'll explain to them, and they go, "Oh." Then I start laughing my head off because they don't get what I'm saying.
I gotta tell you this one cringe story.
What?
It was actually just a year ago. So we're in Taiwan, and then Tommy Emmanuel likes to joke. I watch a lot of his videos, and he does this joke. It only probably works in English-speaking countries, even though Taiwan is one. He's tuning his guitar, and he's like, "Oh, this piece is called it's an ancient Chinese piece called tuning."
Right.
Everybody's laughing. Oh yeah, whatever. I tried it in Taiwan. Everybody looked at me like, "What?" And then I look at Clay. Clay is just.
It's like one of those Southwest commercials, right? You want to get away.
I thought maybe they would laugh, and they're like, looking at me like, "The hell is so funny about that?"
I thought you were gonna say like you're in Taiwan. It's like, "Thank you, Japan."
Or "Konnichiwa." Yeah.
Dude, I was in Korea once, and I was like saying like, "Arigato." I was like, "Ooh, wrong country." I know. I was like, "Oh crap." Kamsahamnida.
What's some? I mean, how often do you play Japan?
I would normally go like 4 or 5 times a year.
Is it so? You're not gonna do that anymore, or is it just gonna be for visiting, or?
It's a circuit there that you would just go do the same like clubs and places.
Yeah, but no. Sometimes I would hit new markets that never had an ukulele player go before. Like there's some, like Corey would know. Like there's outskirts of the cities that people don't go to because artists would like to go to the big cities.
Right.
To get the more audience, more.
Bigger crowd.
Yeah. So, but sometimes I would go to places and no one's been there before, and I would have in a small room. I would have like a standing room kind of thing of over 100 people, but they're freaking out because they never had an ukulele artist or a Hawaiian artist from Hawaii to go there. But that's gratifying to me.
Oh yeah.
Instead of me going to Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe,
right.
The big cities every single time, I know you'll have a fan base there, but if you go to the outskirts, that's where the challenge is, right? That's where you can widen the ukulele market.
Hit some kids that haven't like actually experienced
Yeah,
the
exactly.
magic yet.
Exactly. I think that's important, that to go places that no one's been and try to educate about the instrument, the ukulele, you know. Because people there, they probably hear of us or they hear of Jake or they're, you know, kind of thing, but they never seen him in person or they never seen an artist from Hawaii in person. And then you go there and then you play, they're like, oh yeah, please come back again, kind of thing, you know.
And you're like, I will be 2 months from now.
No, but no, but it's just that it's the important thing for me as an artist is that the ukulele market grows. If I can go to places that people have never heard of ukulele before, and if I can make one person buy your CD, buy a CD, or compliment you, then I've done a job to widen the market, right? I went to Hiroshima once, and I played at this hall that seats like 400 or 500 people, but it was the first time for me to go to Hiroshima, and no one there has ever heard an ukulele player. My dad's been there before, but their mailing list is more of a different kind of, like, whether it's a theatrical kind of thing. So they took a chance on me just being there and performing. So no one has ever heard of. When I asked everyone, I had Steve Jones playing bass with me, and Steve is fluent. Steve was fluent in Japanese, so Steve
Yeah.
would ask the crowd, "Has anyone ever heard of Ohta-san?" No one clapped. No one raised their hands. Any ukulele player, no one raised their hands. I sold like 800 CDs that day.
Damn.
What?
That's
Wow.
yeah.
800 CDs that day, because it was their first introduction to ukulele music,
Whoa.
right? And I'm over there going, "Can I come back again? Can I come back again?" Can I
That's
come back?
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I mean, people were not buying just one CD; they were buying like 3 or 4 of them,
To give
so
to
they
their-
can give to
yeah,
friends or
wow.
whatever, right?
Change their life.
Yeah, excuse me. So that's what's gratifying for me, and I was just telling Jake today that he has the power to do so, to do a lot of things that a lot of artists can't.
Well, it's funny. Like, I've gotten, like, honestly, at least 5, but it might be more like 10 times where, like, customers took it upon themselves to tell me that they saw Jake and how amazing it was and how he's like this perfect ambassador. They got to talk to him after and he's so humble and like, I mean, but the thing is, like, we sell ukuleles to people and I have relationships with a lot of our customers, but it's
Right.
like it's always random, but it just goes to show like what an impact it is. Like, these people were just looking for people that might care to share their experience
Yeah,
that
yeah.
meant that much to them,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and you've done that for a lot of people. He's done that for a lot of people, but live music really can be impactful in that way.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you point out one memorable performance that you'll never forget?
I don't know. I never did a lot of like concerts and stuff.
No, but you performed. You toured, right?
Just a few handful of times. It was
Okay.
not
Can you pinpoint one memorable time?
it was probably just last year. It was one of the.
One of the China.
What would yours be, her?
Out of everywhere I played in the world, it was 2011. It was May or June. A bunch of us went to the Tohoku region that got hit by the tsunamis, and we performed at the temporary shelters, whether it was at the schools or fast made up temporary shelters, homes for people, and just played music. And we took a bunch of stuff from here, like companies that were donating stuff, and Jao waived all the baggage fees for that. And we went on a tour. Someone took us on a tour to see some of the devastation. Yeah. And I remember seeing these stairs go up. There was these stairs, just the stairs by itself. And I asked the person what was there. And he said a train station. And it was only the stairs, one stairs going up.
Whoa.
Right? And we drove by schools and everything, seeing some of the debris. And prior to that, when everything happened, a lot of musicians were sending videotapes of, right, just playing songs for Japan, like telling them, we're praying for you, we hope for the best, and fast recovery, and we would play, right? And there was this one song that I always played for these videos for Japan. It was called Itsumo Nando Demo, like in English title is Always With Me, from a Japanese anime movie.
It's pretty true, yeah.
Yeah. So right after that trip, Tohoku, I went straight to Nagoya, and I did a gig that night. And that was on my set list, right? Because I already had a set list set up. And I started playing the song, and I started to cry. Like, literally cry while I was playing. My whole ukulele was wet from tears. Seriously.
Wow.
Right? And I couldn't hold back, and I just kept my head down because I was just crying. And I played the song, and I looked up. Everyone in the room was crying.
Yeah.
Because they knew what I was feeling towards, because just seeing the devastation was like life-changing for me. It was like I was totally blown away. It's like, my problems is not a problem. These people have problems. But I don't know if you've seen people or you've talked to people that went through all that, but soon after everything, you have to think about, they lost family members, their homes, like basically their whole life just swept away, right? But they're there at the temporary shelters, like every day, it's like, oh, we're gonna get through this, we're okay, kind of thing. But I know down deep inside they're like totally in pain, right? But they didn't show that. And I was like, wow, my problems are like nothing compared to what they're going through. I shouldn't be complaining about anything. My goodness.
But what you gave them was cathartic and needed. That's what the emotion of music can pull out, that release, that like we have to be strong for our kids, and we have to like power through, but it's so heavy and emotional that, like, sometimes that's what's needed is, like what you were giving to them at the time.
But I think that a lot of musicians from Hawaii helped.
Yeah, sure.
And we even did that benefit thing at the Willows restaurant for Japan, and it was like a telethon. Like it was like nonstop entertainment. Everyone was just going on stage one after another, and like everyone was volunteering to perform. It was like the coolest thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful
together.
thing. Yeah, but it's so true. Music is good medicine for a lot of things. Yeah. I always tell people this: life would be so boring without music.
Yeah.
Fact. I mean, can you watch TV and watch a commercial with no music?
Yeah, nobody really realizes how big music is
Or how much we take
in
it
their
for
life
granted.
Yeah.
until you do an experiment. Just don't go through an entire day without music. It's a
Yeah.
sad day. It's a depressing day.
Take the music out of a movie.
Dude, nothing against NPR, but not NPR, but
Wait,
no, dude, we have Hawaii Public Radio, right?
HBR, yeah.
HBR. So I could be like in my car, like listening to music all day, right? And then my wife would come into the car and she turns it to HPR, and it's all talk, right? I mean, like,
Oh, gee.
Andre was like, nothing against what they do and what they're trying to, share and information that they're trying to share. I mean, sometimes I do listen to it, but it's like if you listen to an all day,
Yeah.
music and you enjoy the music that you're listening to, and all of a sudden it's like, well, let's go back to year 2004 when you're going through this, and what did you do? And I'm like, my one eyelid's like closing. And I was like, oh God, okay. But I always tell people 99% of life.
Start playing music right now.
Yeah, I know, but 99% of life would be boring without music.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
think.
remember thinking as a kid, like, why would anybody listen to talk radio? That seems crazy.
But then we listen to
put on
podcasts.
some
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
This is Joe Rogan.
But
But his stuff is
Well,
is
now,
entertaining.
I mean,
dude.
at
Like,
this
it's-
point, I can listen to all kinds of stuff about ideas, and I like to, have a sense of reality based on different people's opinions and stuff.
Right.
But then it's still yet even now, I have to be like, okay, you got it. You don't need to listen to people argue about stuff. Things are kind of messed up here and there, whatever. Move on. Do what you got to do in life. Put on some music and enjoy it,
exactly. But I always say this, that what water is for your body, music is for your heart and soul. I think it's just you need it.
you
just need
you
it.
do need it.
Yeah.
We used to, I think we still probably do carry these books that you did with Daniel. Oh, remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Those are really good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Exploring and discovering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Have
The-
you done
the-
other books?
The
I
brown
don't-
book and the green book.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we still sell them.
Yeah.
That's good
Cool.
stuff.
Cool.
Is that your
That was back
foray
in
into
2005,
Yeah.
2006.
some?
Jeez. Wow.
I mean, do you still teach, right?
I still teach. But once and I teach, well, especially now it's online, but before the pandemic I only just had a handful of students because I was traveling all the time.
Right.
So I was teaching people that were retired,
Yeah.
right? So they were happy they didn't have to see me every week. So it's like, are you traveling? Oh, okay, awesome. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Kind of thing. But
What do you do now, like Skype and that sort of?
Zoom or Skype or even FaceTime actually.
Oh.
So, but
And that's available on your website.
that's also available. But I got friends of mine that are keeping me busy. Just doing stuff for them, or I just want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. I know it's been rough that you can't have all your family members together, but with vaccines and everything hopefully coming out sooner than later, there's light at the end of the tunnel, like how you said, Andrew. And just stay positive. I think if you continually to stay positive, positive things will happen. So, like what you guys do is all positive, and you guys are all blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We so much appreciate you coming down. And maybe we can close it out with some good vibrations.
I don't know.
So, Herb, we're gonna put you on this bass.
Oh, awesome! That might be like my height.
Oh no.
Tuner.
Play my G string. I can play the guitar.
What I want to ask you about your
Yeah.
signature string set. I was asking Mika earlier, but what makes it different exactly than like a say CHLG Worth set? Or is that
I think what the difference is the gauge on the fourth string,
on the G
the low G.
thicker maybe or something? Or?
You know what? I don't know. And they said, "Oh, it's unique." I said, "Okay." So they said, "We'll make it your own." I said, "Oh, okay." So
Very cool.
So it's a heavy set with a fatter low G?
yeah, but you know what's so funny? Jake tells me that my second and third string has higher tension than his nylon. And I was like, what? No.
But your set feels different than all the other wood strings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I like playing yours. It has a different. It feels good and it sounds different. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what they did to it. It's my favorite Worth set.
You know, I wish Kamaka would make your ukulele as at least an option. That shape is so. And when I played it, I was like, man, this is awesome.
Thank you. That's all Casey.
It's gonna come out, I guess. But
I told them not to.
really, how come? You like be the only one?
No, it's not that. It's because I think you folks as a retailer would know that they have a lot of different models, and they probably have a lot of things that they need to finish.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're
And
never gonna keep up with
and
them.
adding another one is like,
Yeah, I guess so.
you know. So I just told them, don't do that, especially now. So
You know, I ordered one of their pineapple 100-year fancy ones back in
2016.
yeah. I don't know. I'll probably never see it. But you know, there's like things like that with them where it never really like. It's hard to like. I don't know, when you're just trying to keep up with production and then it like there's these like custom things that kind of. But with that said, I really like the shape. Like I was hoping you were gonna bring yours tonight because I wanted to like do more comparing on the regular shape versus that. Although it wouldn't be really fair comparison because you know you've got years of breaking it in and stuff. But it does have a different tonality. You know, I mean, obviously with a different body shape.
yeah, but to be honest with you, the reason why I do, because I ordered 2 ukuleles from him, and it was gonna be 2 customs. I remember calling Chris on the phone, and I said, I would like to order 2 customs, and he goes, "Does Casey know?" And I said, "No." So I called Casey. And then he goes, "Well, what are you looking at?" And I said, "Well, just 2 customs because I want one for backup." You know, so I said, "Oh, cool. It doesn't have to be fancy or anything. I'll just be happy playing your guys' stuff, you know?" And then, like a week later, I had a dream that Casey presented me with a bell-shaped tenor.
Oh, shut up.
No, seriously.
Wow.
I had a dream that he presented me with a bell-shaped tenor. And I was like, bell-shaped? Why would I want to play a bell-shaped? Because it's my dad's Kamaka shape, right?
Uh-huh.
So I called Casey and I said, "You know what? I had this weird dream that you presented me with a bell-shaped tenor." He goes, "Funny you asked that because I made one, before." And I said, "What?" I thought you only made the bells for the concert. And he goes, yeah, but someone requested for a tenor size. And sure enough, Sean Yakovone had one.
Oh wow.
And that was the one that Casey made. Right? He goes, well, what are you thinking? And I said, well, I don't mind. Really. So it's like I'm paying tribute to my dad.
Plus yours is one size bigger, so.
Right, but right, but I mean, I'm paying tribute to my dad, and then having it and with the slotted headstock was paying tribute to the family,
Indian.
Yeah, I think
the family side of it.
Kind of
His
rare
dad,
right
his
now.
dad, you know,
Oh.
kind of
Indian
thing,
Rose is kind
and
of rare
especially
right now.
having it to be a kamaka.
Guess
thing.
what my sides and backs
Yeah.
are? My
So that's how it all came out.
Oh, yeah. The one
It's
that
a-
smashes.
It's an amazing instrument. I hope that they open it up at some point in the future.
Thank you. I'll let Casey know. I think he would appreciate that. Because, you know, Casey, his mind goes all the time in terms of how to try to change things or make different things. But, you know,
I don't think he would ever
He's
be
such a
able to
funny guy.
keep up with like.
where's it?
Is he still flying? Or
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. Full time. Yeah, where is it?
Yeah. Let me grab.
You gotta come closer, yeah.
Like, how new is this?
We had that. It's not that. 6 months? 5, 6 months, maybe? Is that the only one we have left? The other 5 sold?
Go ahead and rip it up. Yeah, we got that as a batch with like 4 others.
We
Maybe
had
like
6 total, I think.
beginning of the year. Or
6 hours in
No.
April or something?
Yeah.
Or maybe more recent? I don't know. I forget.
hopefully these guys don't screw you up.
Oh, we'll just
No.
play super soft.
No, we'll play Hawaiian. You know Lenani, yeah?
Huh?
Yeah.
Damn it, Alan.
I don't know the melody though. Like the kick.
That's fine though.
Oh, getting jazzy.
I should come here more often.
Throw their weird
Honey, I'm going to the market. I'll be back. Come all the way to Waiwa.
Come back. What did you buy? Oh,
Oh, they have the tomorrow's was good. I mean,
I
gotta
buy
be tomorrow's a lot.
batteries. Went to the supermarket for batteries.
Oh, I bought a $4,000 ukulele.
Dude. You know, I've never been to the store in Haleiwa, you know.
Not yet.
Never been,
I
man.
think the only person that's been there, probably Uncle Brian. You guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did Byron ever come by or? Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think he's been to the Hollywood store. I don't know.
Uncle Benny's been.
Yeah, well, to the Kakaako. Oh yeah, multiple times. Even just the times I've been working there.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even go to the Kakaako store either. While you guys were working.
You should go to Hollywood. It's a fun hang. Or it needs company.
Bring food. Nah, sure.
Oh, wait. Kalbi bacon steak.
Where?
What? And just like, I'll meet you there.
Frick, I'm hungry now since you said those 3 words. What song is that?
Lenani.
Yeah.
If you take the lead, we can do Equal Morning
What
Ooh,
key?
what key?
In G.
Wow, this thing stays in tune all the way up.
It's pretty incredible.
Sorry.
Well, into the-
It's like, I'm going, wow.
I gotta do the Brian first.
What is the middle part? I guess.
I go A minor, but you can, people go C. Okay. Oh, Mika. showing off at you with your harmonics. I was like, going like, I was shaking my head. I looked at Andrew going, what a punk.
Anytime I'm in jail, I gotta throw that in the.
You see, I was like, you know what? I looked at Andrew, and Andrew looked at me like, I'm like, you and your harmonics. I was like,
It's all Tommy, man.
wow,
That's I
sounds
just
nice,
copied that.
man.
Oh, thank you. That's
Very nice.
You guys.
I love
should do
that.
an
I
album.
love that song.
Yeah, it sounds so natural.
I don't want to ruin any of that. That was like, I don't think you guys needed.
No, but Andrew, you're
was
lucky
beautiful.
to have these two,
You know,
because
they're
not-
lucky to have me. Yeah.
no, but not only
It's a mutual thing.
no, but not only do they have the knowledge of the instruments, it's like they're just talented.
The talent, the passion, like the one thing more so than anything that I feel so grateful for with this business is our ability to attract such talented and passionate people through the years. And yeah, Corey's been working here for a decade now.
10 years.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah. But you know what?
fun 10 years.
What you guys do, what you do, what they do, and I mean that. I said this earlier that you guys are a true blessing
You too.
to a lot of people that are looking to enjoy music and enjoy music through the instrument. And I mean, you guys.
So, are you saying you're gonna be a normal on the podcast? You're gonna be a regular on our podcast?
I mean, I
You-
can.
You know.
That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, well, what you've been doing for the past 30 years laid the groundwork for us to have this business. It's got
It all goes hand in hand
Yeah,
with everyone,
exactly.
with everyone involved. We're a tight knit community, and it's so funny. I was, you know, you go places and people are like, "Are you actually friends with them?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" You know, kind of thing, like with other ukulele players. Cause
like it's a competitive
Oh,
it's
thing.
like it's a
wow.
competitive thing, and it's like,
That's more like the guitar world, yeah, and everything.
yeah, but
All the
it's
other-
we're not like that. It's
Yeah, it's
just we're
different.
all tight knit. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all, and like I said earlier, we all come from some sort of lineage that stemmed from the players that inspired all of us. You know, so. Well,
Yeah,
I think
that's a
you know what
beautiful thing.
you know what I'm gonna make it out to Haleiwa.
Yeah.
Tell me, I'll bring Colby bacon steak.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah, I'm coming out there. I'm gonna.
Come by tomorrow, I'll be there.
I don't even make it up there much, but I will definitely come up if you're gonna go up there.
Yeah, but like what's your schedule like on like what are the hours that you guys are open from?
Wait, does Calais work on Fridays now?
So, he's actually gonna be here tomorrow,
Let's do lunch.
Wednesday and Friday. I'm down.
Tomorrow. Well,
Yeah.
I have a lesson tomorrow at 1:00. I can come after. What time you guys close?
6 o'clock.
Let me know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
come
I
on.
will let you know.
Go drag Brian out of his house, too.
Well, he would. If I said Colby bacon steak,
Oh, I'll be
He's
there.
already there.
Thank you guys.
If you know, you
for
know.
Tuning in,
yeah, if you know, you know.
watching. Thank you, Herb, for spending the time with us and for sharing with the community.
Thank you for the invite. It's always cool to be here,
We'll see you.
especially surrounded by good people.
See you next
so.
week.
See you next
Nice.
week with Brian.
Oh,
Brian's coming next week.
No, we can make it happen.
it's an open invitation. You
Wait,
too.
what do you guys do on Tuesdays, though?
We
Mostly
usually record
sound sample
some.
stuff,
yeah. sound samples.
Sound samples,
stuff.
and then Thursday's your podcast.
Yeah.
Special
Seriously.
guest appearance, ukulele friends next week.
Oh, there's a merge.
Seriously.
That'd be badass. Ukulele buddies.
Anytime you are.
Because I can
more
come
than
next
welcome.
Thursday, but it will be like after 7 though.
Yes.
I mean, we're usually like.
pop in. We
Yeah.
ran late.
bring food.
Then I'll bring the uke. Then I'll bring the uke.
Yeah.
One day
do
we'll have
it.
an all-star. It'll be like 10 people.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Let's do it.
10 ukulele players.
That'd be so great. All right. That's awesome, man. Thank
Cool.
you so much.
Thanks.
It's going to be fun.